So the other day a friend called and she said, well, they say everyone's ignoring the exit. And that made me laugh a bit nervously. I said, well, they told us to not give it away. Not everyone's had quite as long as the Eeks to get used to all the strangeness. So a few things that we need to talk about is you are like the pea in the shell. And everyone was after the pea. That was you. The vehicle is the body, and the body is not the primary um, focus. They want the mind-soul complex, and they want it to go back and rejoin with the incorruptible body. We learned that we were prisoners of war in the war in heaven, and that we were being held in the West by the underworld. The war in heaven was a war between heaven and the underworld. According to those above, if you've been here since the beginning of the war, you've been here for 4 lifetimes. This has not been thousands of years. Although inside time is much faster than outside time, and the outside gave us recent updates saying it's closer to 13 years now that we've been gone. They told us then that we had been glued into these bodies by sound frequency. Matter is not what you think it is. And that the what we called the electromagnetic field was actually part of the net that was holding us in. They had told us back then that the Carrington event was the last time they had attempted to take down the net. They had a great many problems getting people unglued, and in some cases there were surgeries required, and they talked about that for a very long time. So you're not just dealing with the criminal element of humans, you're dealing with a coven of Satanists that are cannibals, and they are eating their way through the human population of children. Everyone is also dealing with the AI, which among other things was keeping a head count on the population and rolling the time back in the Matrix every time it was caught short or had a problem finding someone. And because you're in the West and this is their territory, any P removed is usually replaced by something from the West, and that keeps the shell running. And a lot of people notice all the synchronicity, and this is all being caught out now, and people can't figure out what it is. But the truth is, people are leaving, and you notice that they're not the person you knew by the changes in their character and what they talk about and what they're doing. In general, they develop a corrupt character if it's something put in by the West, because that's what they do. The West is very corrupt. We had been told that no one had been promoted east to heaven in 4 books, 4 lifetimes. And this pretty well matches what other things we had been hearing, such as people being rewarded and remembering it in a dream that they had won the game 3 times and never got what they won until now. Now this is Tony over at God Rules 2, and he's actually got several websites, but he did a really interesting video, and he ties in the fact that there was a Pope 666. He believes that the rapture or the second coming has already happened, and that the system just keeps replaying the entire skit over and over again. That was also the conclusion I got when I was doing research on the areas of Russia. I have a reason for bringing this up. You see, it's only your conscious mind that is wiped. The subconscious mind remembers every lifetime. So it's very easy for me to understand how, having been sabotaged and not been promoted up every time they did win the right to go up, that subconsciously they'd be a bit bitter and they would be thinking that no, they're not going to go again. It's just another lie. According to the medical profession, the subconscious doesn't work on linear time. It works as if it's all happening at the same time. So these wounds were back to back and they're all remembered as being current, as if they happened just recently. So these traumas hold a lot of negative feelings. So according to the current science, you must get in a very relaxed state and you must continuously repeat to the subconscious, take whatever resources it needs from you to heal the trauma and release the negative memory. I ask Heaven's help on any of those who are really blocked and are trying to release it. The subconscious is a very, very powerful thing. It must accept that this was painful and then let it go. The subconscious mind must understand everything is leaving. This creation full of holograms that has been a prison for us for so long is coming to an end, and the subconscious mind must recognize when it's given the call up. It must allow itself to be brought back to the incorruptible body. It must recognize that all the things it was worried about have been taken care of. The East is now pulling the last main team members in, and the Eeks are all ready and waiting. Because the Tree of Life really does want all of its people back. And although the shut down human mind doesn't believe in all of these things, the Tree of Life still believes in you. Others are sending a wave of energy. This wave of energy is unstoppable by our EM field. The intent is to separate us on a cellular level, all the way down to the cells, from the glue that binds us into the shell. By turning off the electric grid, they turn off the AI, along with any weapons that might stop us. Then with a flash, we're gone. Their main advice this last week has been to remain calm. It might seem like a hit, but others have noticed that they were being used as someone else's test. Everyone knows that they went through a test, and some are just not passing. You're given a test as to whether you will do the right thing or will you behave corruptly, like the censorship, for instance. And based on that is where you go. Many people were given a second chance, and these are the people that they're moving over slightly. They won't be attached to this area any longer. It will look like Earth. It will look like home. So they're not going to think they were moved. After all, that would be just crazy, wouldn't it? But they found that just by sliding them over and giving them some more time to straighten things out, that they have a chance. All the people who were struggling to wake up but hadn't quite made it yet. All of these people are going to be given a chance. Then you've got the middle ground and east, which are all basically going together. They said to prepare for a great emotional upheaval, and I believe it's because you no longer have the subconscious, so you can't block and you can't control your emotion and your outburst. Um, it's just, you're uncovered. You're very exposed. And so we're going to get there, and everybody is waiting on us because we're the last ones going in east. And they keep saying, get prepared for a really big party. Everybody's ready. So you're going to meet people that you don't even remember you knew. And we're going to see all the people we did know and did love. And that's going to be more wonderful than we can even imagine. Okay, I'm going to keep this one short so I can upload it. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you again next time.